What is up, guys? My name is Benjamin. Welcome back to another iOS 11 jailbreak tweaks video. Today we have another 10 jailbreak tweaks for iOS 11. So of course I will leave all of the download links in the description below if you want to install any of these tweaks. And of course you also do need to be jailbroken, and I have made a full tutorial on how to jailbreak and install tweaks using the latest Electra Jailbreak. That video link will be in the description below, also right up here. So without any further ado, let's jump into the video. So this first tweak is called BootSound, and basically it adds a boot sound to your iPhone every time you respring or when you reboot your phone and re-jailbreak. So when you respring, you hear that classic macOS and OS X boot sound, which is super cool. So you can also change the boot sound in the settings, so you can have, for example, Ubuntu. You can have Windows XP. You can also have Vista, and also, of course, macOS. So you can also have your own custom boot sounds, but you do have to install them through an SSH or using Falza. And you can also adjust how loud the sound is. You can choose for it not to go off when it's on silent. You can choose it to play early and stuff. So you can kind of customize this. And in my opinion, this is a pretty cool tweak to add a bit more life to your device. So this next tweak is called ShinyLockLabel. Basically, it gives you a bit of a shiny lock label when it shows up. So just like on older versions where you had slide to unlock, you now have a bit of a shiny look to your unlock text, which is pretty cool. It's very subtle. It's a cool little effect. So this next tweak is called SimplePasscodeButtons. Now, as you can see on my passcode buttons, I have absolutely nothing on it. It looks very clean, and you can change the look of it in the settings. You can hide the letters, or you can just have the default one, or you can just decide to hide everything. And that tweak goes perfectly with the whole look I'm going for. Very minimalistic, no labels, and having a completely clean passcode button look is quite nice in my opinion. Now this next tweak is for the home screen. It's called BetterFiveColumnHomescreen, and basically it allows you to have rows of 5 icons on your home screen, so you can fit more apps and stuff on the same screen, which is pretty cool. Now this next tweak basically brings some of the best iPad features to the iPhone, and it is called LittleX or Little 10. I want to give a big shout out to the developer for letting me use this tweak for this video. And this brings features like the iPad's iOS 11 dock to the iPhone. Of course, it doesn't have all of the functionality that it does on the iPad, but you can fit up to 6 icons on the dock, and it does have this cool little effect to it as well. And this also, of course, brings picture-in-picture that's on the iPad to the iPhone. Again, this is pretty much the same as the other tweak which I showed you guys the other day, Force in Picture, and it pretty much does the same thing. It is included with this tweak, so you have 2 features in one tweak, which is pretty cool. And it does have exactly the same functionality as it does on the iPad, so you can move the thing around, you can go into different apps and still be watching YouTube or whatever. Now this tweak is still in beta, so there will be more features added to it and a bit more stability improvements in the future, but for now it's a cool little tweak to play around with. Now this next tweak, you've probably already heard of it if you have been jailbreaking for a while, and it is called Mobius. Now basically Mobius allows you to have infinite scrolling on your springboard, so you can just infinitely scroll here. Now of course you do need to install a tweak like Spring Plus, which allows you to remove spotlight search and everything. It still is a little buggy because, as you can see, when you scroll here, sometimes you do have the search bar that pops up, and it doesn't really affect anything but just the visual, which is weird. Like it does move around for some odd reason. And this paired with Cylinder is just perfect. As you can see, you can just infinitely scroll and get a ton of different effects, which honestly I really like. Now this next tweak is pretty cool. Now because you can't have speed intensifier or no slow animations on iOS 11 yet, you can download this tweak called Marts. Now I know it sounds weird. In fact, as soon as I saw the name, I was like, what on earth is this? So basically it speeds up your iPhone's animations, so it makes your phone feel a bit faster, and especially on the iPhone 10 it looks so good. It all feels quick and fast, and this with Bouncy 10 looks so good. It is still in beta. In fact, it's the developer's first jailbreak tweak, so of course it will have bugs all over the place. Now the developer does recommend using reduced motion while using this tweak, which makes stuff way too fast. Like it just cancels the animations completely. There's like no animation, as you can see there. It will be a bit buggy if you're using Fluidity or if you have an iPhone 10. So I don't really recommend turning reduce motion on because it'll just screw up your device and make it way too fast in my opinion. But if you want to make it even faster, then you can do that. But for sure, this is one of the best tweaks on iOS 11 so far. Now this next tweak is called MitsuhaXI. Now, basically what MitsuhaXI does is it adds these waves to your music player in Apple Music and also Spotify. As you can see here, I'm listening to music and it's having this cool animation. It shows the waves and stuff. You can also adjust this in the settings. So you can change the color of the waves and stuff. You can have it on red, blue, gray. I've got mine on white, and you can also have it on black. Black doesn't really work if you have Eclipse 10 on your iPhone, but it does look pretty cool. And so if you are someone who likes to add more customization, bring their phone to life, this is definitely a tweak for you. This next tweak is a little hard to show you guys because it's another haptic feedback tweak, and it is called HUDVibrate. Now, every time you press the volume buttons, your phone will give you haptic feedback or a vibration, which is pretty cool. You can adjust the intensity of the vibration and also how long it lasts, and you can also have it set to vibrate when it reaches maximum or minimum volume. I've got mine on vibrate all, so then every time I press it, I feel that haptic feedback. And it is kind of like an anti-stress thing as well, just like Taptic keys. And this is for sure a pretty cool tweak to add to your collection. Now, this next tweak on the list, I can't really show you guys, but it basically goes and fixes a problem that came out a couple of months ago within iOS. The tweak is called Spectre Patch, and if you haven't heard already, there was a vulnerability that was found in most devices in the world, even PCs that date back like 10 years and stuff. Basically, this massive bug was called Spectre, and it was basically a vulnerability where people could basically hack into your phone, have access to all your information, and also control your phone remotely, which is quite scary. And Apple did, of course, fix this with, I think, iOS 11.2.2 or something like that. But if you are jailbroken on iOS 11.1.2 and below, you are vulnerable, so I highly recommend you get this tweak ASAP. And guys, that about brings an end to this video. Again, as I said before, if you want to download any of these tweaks, all of the links will be in the description below. But anyway, if you enjoyed this video and you enjoyed this selection of jailbreak tweaks, be sure to let me know by leaving a thumbs up down below. And if you have any issues installing these tweaks, be sure to let me know with a comment down below. And of course, if you are new around here and you haven't already, smash that subscribe button down below and click the bell icon next to the subscribe button so then you'll be notified every time I upload a video. You can get to my videos early and you won't miss an upload. But for now, guys, thank you so much for watching. My name is Benji and I'll catch you guys in my next video.